What is good, everyone? Welcome to today's aftermarket trade recap. I know it's been a while. It might be, or it might look like it's been even longer because of my hair. Yes, I did get a buzz and shave off all my hair. And yeah, also it's been about like a month and 2 days since my last upload. So yeah, I was even debating uploading today, but I knew now that I remember to upload, this would be, or thinking about uploading, this would be a perfect time to do it. So I'll just jump right into it and say that right now I'll go over the one trade that I took today, and then after that session I'll kind of update you guys on what's happened throughout the past previous weeks. Just trades taken, everything like that on my journal. But yeah, I mean it's just mainly the fact that I forgot to upload, and I don't really think of it as much anymore, just because I started more so journaling on through TradeZella, and that's kind of when I started to forget to upload. But I'm gonna try to remember now. It just trading or journaling on there, and then video journaling. I kind of forget sometimes. I don't have time to do both, so in a day. But yeah, so just jumping right into it. There was nothing, or I wasn't on during the AM session, so there's nothing to go over in the AM. And I only took one trade in the PM today, and that's the one I'm going to go over. So coming into the PM session, I got on a little right before PM started, and it was around this time over here. Saw we were moving lower, left a lunch low, and then started chopping around. So at this point, I had drawn out, a fib to see, discount. I mean, again, people call it premium for shorts. I just call it discount no matter what way it is. So wanted to find out what was discount in the range, and then that was discount here. And then salt price was chopping around a little bit, so was not exactly what I wanted to see, especially because we had left this high, and I wanted to see 1 p.m. open higher, and then go or take out this 1 minute, which at the time I didn't realize was a 5 minute fair value gap, and I don't know why I said 1 minute earlier, but just take out this internal high right here, and then continue lower. So I was already short bias coming into the PM session, especially too because I had this drawn liquidity right here, which was the PM session low of yesterday, which was also, I say technically previous day low. I mean, it is previous day low, but if you go on a daily, it's not going to show it because it's going to count Monday's price action as Tuesday on the daily, as you can see, like right here. If we go onto the chart, it shows that we didn't take out Tuesday's low, but that's just because, again, that was priced during Monday's Asia session or even earlier. But again, price obviously does that because the futures opens 5 p.m. or sorry, 6 p.m. Eastern, so it counts it as that day. But anyways, it was basically previous day low, or it was previous day low. So I was pretty confident on that draw of going lower. But yeah, so again, I didn't see exactly what I wanted to see. And then once we had tapped in to this 5 minute, or I should say taken out this high after chopping around a little bit, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to see, us take out this high and turtle soup it. That's also when I went on the 5 minute time frame and noticed that this was a 5 minute. So that was perfect. I saw that we tapped into it, turtle souped it, respected the 5 minute. Now I will say the only thing that would have made this even better was if we would have tapped into discount. So that's what I didn't like to see at first, but the fact that we rejected it, that was a pretty good sign. Once this candle had closed too, we had left a 1 minute fair value gap, that being the highest time frame in the leg. And the next candle, the next candle after that, we just ran through it and inversed. So this was looking good. And yeah, this is what I had entered off of. Not the close though, just because of the fact that we took out this low, which I guess technically would have been my break-even point, which I'll get into in a sec. But I wanted to see a retrace, so I set a limit order right at the inverse fair value gap, or which also became a balanced price range. Almost got filled there. That would have been a little upsetting if I didn't get filled and it would have ran there, but thankfully price kind of came up a little bit and then wicked into this balanced price range, getting me filled at 269. And yeah, it swept out once it hit the balanced price range. So everything was looking good. Now, this is what I will say was my one mistake on the day. is the fact that I went break even too early. So, I mean, this would have been my plan, or this was my planned original break even point, even though technically I would have been fine just having the lunch low as my break even point, since this was also my TP1, since I did enter on this with 10 micros. So I would have been fine with this, but even this was fine. You know, if I would have got stopped out of break even here, yeah, I would have sucked if this ran, but I would have been fine. But the problem is I went break even around here, and that was, again, the trade worked out today, but still, I would have been very disappointed in myself if I broke even too soon, got stopped at break even, and this would have ran, because it wasn't my planned original break even point. So again, I would say it was mainly due to the fact of the choppiness here, and the fact that we didn't tap into discount had me a little psyched out. But it's more so the fact I need to just trust myself and trust my draw and trust my setup that I took, because again, like looking at it in hindsight now, the fact that and again, I knew it too during the trade when we wicked out. Obviously, I knew this is good. This is perfect sign to see, but the fact that we also wicked back into this balanced price range and rejected out of it, that should have gave me, okay, like there's nothing to worry about. So yeah, but besides that, that was really the only mistake on the day. So I'll just kind of run through it again. I answered on 10 micros, so yeah, again, I got filled right here. So obviously the stop loss and TP, geez, there's so many things to say that I don't really say when making these videos, that it kind of has me all over the place with my words. So yeah, I mean, we had the stop loss here, take profit here, and then now I'm losing what I was gonna say. Okay, and then yeah, just like I said, kind of went like break even here basically. Again, that would have been my break even point, since that's where I would have originally been filled. Took off 5 here once we took out the lunch low, and then I let it continue running, and then right around this point, or I didn't even get the time to do it, I started trailing. I had trailed to the top here, and then once we got pretty close to, I think on this candle, once we got pretty close to the drawn liquidity, that is when I ended up trailing to this high, just because obviously I would not want to see it retrace 30 points. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for today. And also the take profit too, I set a couple ticks higher just in case, but we did end up running through it. And then as you can see, that was perfect. Price chopped around here and then ended up reversing and taking out the lunch session high. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today's trade. And I'm just trying to think before I go over to the journal. Yeah, that's it's honestly a great setup. I just like how it was coming to PM session, boom, got the setup done in like 20 minutes, something around there. And yeah, that's, I guess I said it like 5 times now, but that's it for the day. So yeah, okay, now we're gonna go into the journal part, and I'll kind of go over the past few weeks. So here is the total for the whole year so far. This is 3 accounts. So this is my Top Step. This is my Trade of 8 through Apex, which I don't even really care about the numbers anymore because the account's invalid. And then my Weeble. So, and I could just do all accounts too. I don't know why it's not set like that. But yeah, so this is the total profit for the whole year so far. So obviously not the best, but here's for this month so far. I had a losing trade yesterday, and then a couple break-even trades, and then a couple wins this month. So, or 3 wins this month. Now, February, go over it. This is when the market got a little volatile. As you know, if you guys have been trading, you'll know. So, markets got a little volatile, and what I was originally doing in January wasn't working in February, and it kind of caused a little bit of a crash out this week here, as we can see on this day. So I'll go over this in a sec, but yeah, I mean, the month started out good the first 2 days, especially since this last week of January, which I talked about in a previous video, was on a losing streak. So within these 2 days, I had wiped out the previous week's losses, and then started to struggle again towards the end, a break-even day, loss, and then as you can see here, loss, but what was making me get on edge or on tilt, which is, again, I'm glad this happened because there wasn't too much at loss, but I mean, obviously, it sucks that it happened. But I think this had really made me realize this time and open my eyes that February was a bad month. There's definitely people that made money in February. That's kudos to them. You know, we large volatility, and also I'm pretty sure in February towards the end is when we started really dumping. Yeah, so there's definitely people that made money out there, but I know a lot of people that struggled in the month of February, and it's something I didn't realize till literally this day that I went on tilt. And so it's something to realize in the future for me now that, you know, if I'm having a really hard time this month, there's probably a lot of other people that are struggling as well. And even if there's not, again, there could be months like this month. I could be, you know, super green this month of March, and this could be somebody's bad month. So honestly, I just need to stop comparing myself in that sense to others' performances, but also just, again, if I am having a bad month and PA is like really bad and stuff like this, I also have to realize there's probably a lot of other people going through the same thing and struggling. So it's something to think about for myself in the future. But pretty much this week too, our last month, I had a couple of bad things happen in my life, even though it's no excuse, but it's more so another learning lesson too of even if I think I'm okay to trade when there's a lot of things going on in the background mentally, and stuff like that. And even for, you know, anyone that is watching and you think the same thing, because again, I've had times where I realize it's not a good idea to trade because of stuff that's going on, and I still do, and obviously I realize the result. But this time I was really calm about what happened with all the situations in February, and I thought I was still good enough to trade, but obviously not. It honestly didn't help, plus with what was going on with volatility and price. And the third thing that kind of screwed me over this month, which I mean, again, volatility is part of it, but in January, I was kind of adapting a system of having like I would put on higher like point size with lower risk. But if I was doing one mini and I was confident in a setup, I would go one mini and do like a set 10-point stop loss. And I was trying to figure out maybe this could be like something I could start doing like a set stop loss. But you know, even if it kind of doesn't really go along with the trade, like setting it at like a swing high or, you know, behind an order block or a fair value gap that could get retraced and respected. But obviously, I learned that's not going to help. That's not going to do anything, especially in a volatile market. You're going to get stopped. You're going to have a lot more losers, and it honestly will, yeah, it'll cut into the win rate, but it probably won't even help with the fact, even if you do have big wins, just because you're losing so often. So that was the one thing. But yeah, I mean, this week, as you can see, like all these trades right here, a lot of these were taken with live funds. Like you can see my trades. I'm pretty consistent, 1 to 2 trades a day. Um, and again, two is like if I have a break even before, then I'll still trade. Or like again, max will be 3, but that's if I've had like they've had to have been break even trades. They couldn't have been losses or wins. If I get a loss or win, I'm done for the day. So as you can see, 9, 13, 8, 10 trades. Yeah, it was not I was not supposed to be doing that, especially the fact that this was live funds. Like all these days were live funds plus like the this day it was, let's just say like a little less than half of that was live funds, but some of it was from prop too, or two of it was from props. So yeah, definitely should not have been trading live capital. And my gut instinct, I knew that with everything that was going on. But everything that was going on too, I wanted to like test the waters and trade live funds and kind of gamble and like try to like make me mentally happy. And obviously, I learned luck and feelings. Like I think this time it really ingrained, and I hope it did. I hope this never happens again. I think it really ingrained into me that, like, again, everyone says it. The market does not care about your feelings, and you know, you start acting stupid and doing dumb stuff, it's gonna let you do it, and it's just gonna take your money. So, it's something I really, you know, learned this time, and I really hope it never happens again. But I mean, again, that's on me. But anyways, going too far. But yeah, it just was making really stupid decisions with live funds, and trading way too over leveraged with live funds with how volatile the market, and especially on Friday, and that this week too. I knew that it was probably gonna result in this day on Friday, and I kept doing it anyways, hoping I could get lucky. But so just to show, don't expect you're gonna get lucky or anything like that. It's not gonna happen. And even if it does, it's not gonna win in the long run. So yeah, but anyways, Friday about 1,000 was live funds, and then the rest was props. My Top Step only lasts like 150. Thankfully, Top Step X has lockout settings that I had also forgot about when I had entered the trade. But as for Apex, I mean, it was also too, like, again, it's no excuse with the live. Obviously with live funds I would not have done this, and that shows because after I lost the money on live funds, I withdrew it right away. Like everything, I had too much money in there to risk anything more. That would be stupid. But it was kind of like the Apex thing, or on my Apex account. I literally just I was like, screw this, shorted, no take profit, no stop loss, and then it like was chopping around. I was like, of course, like, and so I kept pressing sell, and I was up to like 4 or 5 contracts. I was like, I don't care what happens either way. So I mean, it was kind of like stupid, like what I was doing that too. I could have walked away, and like I would have been about a band down on live, and then my prop accounts would have been like fine. I wouldn't have lost anything that day. So it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, it still was stupid trading. It was very stupid this whole week. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, I mean, but as for again this month and everything like that, on a good track again. Again, this was a very good learning lesson. The next week, I took a couple days to rebalance and then got back at it. And it just shows, too. Like, if we look at my trade win and everything like that, this is, again, all the accounts combined 39.71%. And the net P&L is obviously becoming green again. But if I just go to my playbooks, and I'm so glad I got TradeZella to show me this information now, because back in the day, I wouldn't have realized this, but if I go to my playbook and realize if I actually follow my rules and I actually do what I'm supposed to do, this is the net profit, and this is my win rate and my average winner, my average loser, largest profit, all that stuff. Obviously, you can see if I actually follow my rules. But if I don't follow my rules, I get terrible win rate and, basically break even for the past 3 months. So yeah, a little bit of a longer trade recap, but again, obviously, like I said, I was going to go over this at the end too. But that's pretty much it for today. And then lastly, soon here, I'm going to make a video on a journaling platform that I have mentioned. Someone I know had developed it, and it's honestly a great platform. Very similar to TradeZella, except it's nearly like 90% of the price. So I definitely would recommend everyone pick it up for when I do make the video, especially if you don't have a journaling platform. So yeah, gonna go over that here soon, but that's pretty much it for today. If you made it this far, I'm very surprised, but thank you, and I'll see you guys hopefully sometime this week. I want to start getting consistent again with videos. So that's it for today. Peace out.